The court around the case of the secret ballot issue. She's standing by outside the court. Griselda, good afternoon. I asked you earlier whether or not the turnout has been massive this morning. Griselda Lewis outside the Constitutional Court. Griselda, can you hear us?
Afternoon to you, Devon.
Griselda, so I asked you earlier whether or not the turnout has been a massive one outside the Constitutional Court. Demonstrators marching from Mary Fitzgerald Square.
Well, that's right, Devon. Since very early this morning, thousands of opposition party members and supporters gathered at Mary Fitzgerald Square, saying they want to participate and come to the Constitutional Court to come and support this application made by the United Democratic Movement, wanting the Constitutional Court to compel the National Assembly Speaker Dali to conduct that vote of no confidence against President Jacob Zuma through a secret ballot. Many of them were carrying placards saying "Fire Zuma," saying that we want to take our country back, and many of them that we spoke to are saying that they feel compelled to participate in this march to demonstrate, while they may not have a say about what happens inside the Constitutional Court, they want to demonstrate on the streets of Johannesburg that they want the secret ballot to take place, basically sharing the same sentiments as the different leaders of the political parties, saying that that secret ballot will allow or give an opportunity to ANC MPs to be able to vote with their conscience when it comes to the vote of no confidence against President Jacob Zuma. You'd recall, of course, the sentiment that was shared throughout the course of this week in the run-up to the date that had been set for this hearing, that many of the opposition parties have been saying that if the secret ballot is allowed to go ahead, then perhaps those ANC MPs and ANC members, I guess, who we've seen over the past couple of months, quite vocal about their dissatisfaction regarding the decisions that President Jacob Zuma has made, is through that secret ballot, and without intimidation, they say these ANC MPs will be able to exercise their right without feeling intimidated and without receiving the death threats that we now understand some of the ANC MPs have been receiving. And that certainly did also take center stage inside the Constitutional Court during these hearings. Let me just get out of the shot just a little bit and let me show you what's happening here. You see these thousands of opposition party members and supporters. There's a big screen that has been set up here outside the Constitutional Court. And basically this is where they are watching proceedings, and they're saying they're very excited to be part of the process itself and wanting to hear about how the UDM lawyers, how the EFF lawyers, as well as the lawyers representing President Jacob Zuma and the National Assembly Speaker Dali will argue for this. But I think their sentiment is quite clear, that Devon, they're hoping that the Constitutional Court and the justices that are presiding over this matter will find in their favor, saying, you'd recall just a bit earlier on at the Mary Fitzgerald Square, where we saw the leaders of the different opposition parties address the massive crowds, they had indicated that they're only asking for a secret vote to protect democracy, saying that it is in the interest of democracy for these justices to rule in their favor. So what certainly happens between now and when that decision is made, certainly all of these members and supporters of these...
All right, Griselda Lewis there at the Constitutional Court outside. Just a little bit of interference towards the end there, but we've got her message regarding the diversity and the protesters outside that court, and a little bit of an understanding on what their message is. All right, we'll take